Hey guys, here's a 1981 Four Seasons, or Quatre Saisons, 36-inch industrial ceiling fan. This is going to be, I guess, kind of like the first look, first test type of video. I haven't cleaned it at all, so it's not in the most presentable state, but because I just put it up here for testing, I figured I'd grab a video of it. This is a really interesting fan. I can't say I've seen a whole lot of these Four Seasons fans before. In fact, in person, I would say this is only the third or the fourth Four Seasons branded fan I've ever seen. And of course, this one in particular is a model that I've never seen before. So when I saw this one, I just had to grab it. Not only does it look super cool, and it's a pretty hard to come by model, it's a four metal bladed industrial style ceiling fan, which I think is super cool. And I just don't see these types of fans around here. And consequently, because I don't see a whole lot of them, I don't know much about them, and I don't really know much about this particular fan either. So hopefully, if there are some other folks watching this video that know more about it, hopefully they can chime in, but I'm just gonna kind of go by what's on the fan, the information tag, to kind of tell you guys more about it. It has a light kit adaptable nose there. It has a little connector underneath it. Interestingly, it's not bare wires that are just capped off. It's actually a plastic connector. So I'm assuming it had some kind of a proprietary light kit that you could buy for it, which is really cool. And even if there's no light kit on it, I like the little brass finish cap that they put on it. And the motor is pretty hefty. It's a stamped motor, but it's quite large both in diameter and height. And it has aluminum blades that are riveted on, and it has a pretty, I would say that's like an 18-inch down rod. So overall, a very nice form factor. I like 36-inch fans, especially in this industrial size. And unlike a lot of the other 36-inch industrials that I've seen, including the Canarm CP36, this fan actually moves a lot of air, which I was very surprised by. Even in this room, which is a very packed storage room, a lot of stuff, jam-packed in here, so typically with a lot of ceiling fans, the air movement is quite restricted here. But with this fan, it just powers through. This thing moves a ton of air, so I can't imagine how powerful this fan would be in an open space, like in an actual room. So I might clean this one up and put it up in my room someday. We'll see. Okay, here's a closer up view of the fan. So the motor on this fan, like I said, is stamped, but it's actually of a pretty good size for a 36-inch fan, and it has a good bit of weight too. Nice gold pinstriping. There's the brass nose cap that I was talking about. Now the blades are, it's kind of a plain design, not a whole lot of curvature other than that little fold in the center. You can see it's a little dusty. I still have to clean it. As you can see, the top of the fan is still a little bit dusty. Gotta clean that off. So here's one of the tags on the motor. Four Seasons or Quatre Saisons. 0.95 amps just for the motor, which is quite a bit. And I believe this is a capacitor motor too. And up to 1.7 amps with the light, but that's probably with incandescent light bulbs. Model VA36/48-4-F. I don't know if that means like it's one or the other or both. And serial number is 81-03-3741, and the 81 I believe signifies the year, making it 1981. This is Montreal and Toronto. I believe Four Seasons was like a Montreal or Quebec based brand or company, hence the abundance of French. Here's the other sticker. Now interestingly, there's this outline, rectangular outline of what appears to be a former sticker that is no longer with us. I wonder if there was something on top of it that just got blown off at some point. Or peeled off, not sure. There's some paint splatters here and there. Thankfully that comes off pretty easily. I just picked away at some of them on the blade, so shouldn't be too much of a hassle to remove. Alright, for this test I've got it hooked up to a Canarm MC3 3 amp variable speed control. Now this time around I actually adjusted the low speed trim so the fan can run as slow as it could possibly go without stalling when I turn it down all the way. But unfortunately with this fan it's still kind of on the quicker side, so I couldn't really turn it down to a nice restaurant low, but oh well, that's how the fan is. So here it is, let's run it on its slowest speed start off. It takes a second for it to pick up speed, but yeah, and there it goes. That's about the lowest it can go. Now one thing I really like about this fan is that it seems to respond to the variable speed control very well. There's hardly any humming coming from the motor, especially at the lowest end. Of course, if the low speed was a little bit slower, that'd be nice, but if there was a case when the only option I had was a variable speed control, this would be a good fan to use it with. So there it is on low, super quiet, and pretty quick. Very minimal wobble. But currently I'm standing about 8 feet back from the fan, but I'm already feeling a bit of a draft near the floor. Okay, now I'll turn it up to about a medium low. It's just a little bit faster. This fan is so quiet that the dehumidifier which is running down the hallway is louder than this thing. And unfortunately I can't close the door here, so it's going to be audible in the video. Okay, and I'll just turn it up to about a medium. I'm surprised, this is not even full speed, but for a 36-inch fan, I guess relative to the other ones that I've tested, it's pretty powerful. It's probably a combination of the blade design and also its pretty powerful motor. 0.95 amps, that's no joke. Okay, let's turn it up to about a medium high. I'm very impressed. Okay, let's just go to full power now. It's smooth and it's just pouring the air down this room. Okay, now I'll turn it off and you can check out the spin down. The bearings are really good on this fan, so it'll coast down for a while. The dehumidifier down the hallway just turned off, just as we're wrapping up the demonstration. Funny how things work out like that. And there we go. That is the 1981 Four Seasons, or 4 Saisons, 36-inch industrial ceiling fan. Now I'm not sure if this is an actual industrial ceiling fan or if it's like a dual-purpose industrial slash residential fan, especially because of the light kit. Most industrials don't really tend to have that attachment, but I don't know. I'll call it industrial because it has metal blades, but you guys tell me. Alright guys, so that's going to be for this one, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.